I bet you can hear me now. And I did plug this thing in. You guys better? Yep, yeah. But the sad thing is, I had plugged this thing in. And why it's not, the light's not blinking. I plugged it in. Because see, this goes into the phone, this goes onto me. So if I turn around, you can hear me. So today, I guess we're going to do it old school. Hello, Medina. Gosh, so many names I'm recognizing this morning because I had to do all you guys' updates. Sadly, there was a situation. Some of you guys were waiting for your updated cards to be updated, the amounts. Catherine, I think I sent you your, Catherine Mefford, I think I sent you your update this morning. Medina, Michelle, I sent you yours. Yeah, as long as everybody can hear me now, we'll get this little sucker back in the cradle where it belongs. So, some of you already know what's going on. So, Saturday, when I tried to come in and do the live here, I got this weird error message from Google saying it couldn't update Chrome. I didn't think much of it. I just knew that one more time we weren't going to do a multi-stream event. I wanted to bring the laptop in here. So in case you guys got stuck in a room, I could message you to, what do you mean it's not going live? I'm live. Karen, you may want to go out and then back in or click live chat instead of top chat. If anybody can hear me, we can help Karen. So I just thought it resolved itself. Didn't think much of it. You know, it was Saturday afternoon. I just didn't bring it in. Hi, hello, Judy. Sorry, our mother's in the house. So I just figured it did the update while I was here doing the live on Saturday. Well, come to find out, Google Chrome locked me out of all the passwords, and it doesn't erase them, but it locks them out. And it thought there was a system administrator, which there is not. But it's not red. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here. If you can see me and hear me, we are live, sweetheart. So anyway, it was from Saturday until yesterday afternoon. I actually had to have a tech do a remote check, run through my system, figure out why something was attacking my computer and would not update Chrome. And then my phone was completely dead Sunday morning, would not charge. Funny, but not funny. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go to the AT&T store. I'm done with that. We got to get this thing done. And, but no worries. My landline will be fine, right? I still have a phone. I could call the crew at the office. Wrong. Harley and Jasmine had knocked it off the cradle probably a week ago. So there was no juice even on the landline phone. I was sitting in a void Monday, unable to do anything, twiddling my thumbs, it felt like, until AT&T opened up at 10 o'clock. They gave me one of those wall chargers, which I know Sherry and John had recommended I get, the direct charge. It's a woven cord, and good thing, Judy, it went right to 100% instantly. And I think what happened was, if anybody ever does this, I had my phone mirrored to do StreamYard on Saturday morning, and then realized I wasn't going to do a multi-stream and just came in here to do a regular one. And my phone thought I was streaming on two platforms, and my 99% juice went down to 9 quickly after I was off. And then it just died on Mother's Day. I got to say hi to a couple people, and then it kaput. So anyway, that's kind of put me behind on getting everybody's updates. Half the recipes went to the lab this morning. They're making them. The other half have to be finalized by me. I was planning on doing that the last couple of days, but sadly I got caught up with some computer stuff. So I'll probably be working on those this afternoon and tomorrow, so they can get all of those poured. The timeline on these is going to be a lot faster. Set 3 took about 3 weeks. We should be shipping these things in less than 10 days because it's going to go real fast. Everything we need is there. We're not waiting on anything. They're just waiting on me and names. Now, I did spend yesterday, while I had my downtime, sitting there writing names and trying to think of fun, tropical, candy, cultures, bright flowers, something unusual, like leaping lizard or neon banana, or of course we already have a gone banana, so I can't have a neon banana. Yeah, yeah, you want Harley to answer the phone? Yeah, shh, they're in the other room sleeping. Let's leave them in there. Remember, we've had a little issue with them trying to come in and be part of the show lately. So I did want to do some resin. God, I'm hoping. So I did want to do some resin. I think I'm going to do that till tomorrow. Hey, Lori, how you doing, sweetheart? I also have been staring at some canvases. I'm not sure when I'm going to get to this, but a friend of mine, see if I can get these, a space in Chris Sorensen's gallery. You see if I can get these up at the right angle. And when she moved, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't get it right side up. Oh my goodness, which way is right side up? She did this diptych. I know you can't see me. So she did a diptych where she had taken the paint and poured it down one side of a canvas, right? And then up the other canvas next to it. I'm not sure how far back we can get. Now, I didn't realize till this morning this thing was varnished. It was been sitting above my fireplace collecting dust, but the colors looked a little bland to me. I think Saturday morning, because I don't have it set up here, I'm trying to figure out how to get these on here. Saturday morning, I'm going to show you how I will take some varnish, and whether it's primary elements or the purely pigments, and just dress this up, pop a little more color on it, right? I'm sure you guys have paintings around your house that you've done. I think I brought this up before when I did that other piece, that you like this, but you're not so much sold on that. And sometimes just a facelift will make a difference. A facelift will make a difference. Now, what I'm calling the industrial still piece, the puddle pour that I didn't have enough paint on. Hi, Mark. Sorry for yelling. Hi, Mark. I'm buffering. Mark and Liz are in the room. Okay. I don't know how much it's going to show. John had asked me if any color had come through this very strange puddle pour that I ended up swiping with black. And of course, it created a lot of gray with all that white paint on there. But I'm really shocked at how that neon red mixed in that gold really popped. Well, this might look really pretty with some resin on it. And the water droplet effect, you've seen that water droplet effect? That's what happens when silicone and Floetrol meet. Now, yeah, it kind of looks orange, but I use fluorescent red, golden maple, and emperor's gold to make a gold. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty sparkly here. Under the resin, it would really, really pop. I mean, you could see that color right there on the edge. So it's opened my eyes on some of this. I know if I want to do another puddle pour, like this one above, I was trying to like basically duplicate that one back there, and going back and looking at Melly D's style even that one was simply guatemalan green, ginger peach, black and white. I don't even think I used gold in it. And when I did this thing, it's a rainbow. Judy says she has that on her phone, that song, that Rolling Stones song, when I call. It's a rainbow, plays to her when I call in. But I wanted you guys to see the follow-up. Now, the one here, you probably can't see her on the left. See how all those water droplets looks like water is raining down into the black and white? What I had done on that piece was I had white paint top and bottom. I did an offset center swipe. So right where you see that blue, it was black. I painted it over with Mystic Blue to turn that blue. I started there and swiped up. It's funny, I can put my hand right there on the line and the rest down. And what's really weird is the reaction when silicone and Floetrol hit one another. I have a piece in my hallway and the whole thing looks like it's gray and white rain falling down with just guatemalan green strips of color here and there. It's a neat reaction. I hope that I can do this again with something a little bit prettier. Wish you could order the neons, but when they arrive, you'll be in New York. When are you leaving for New York, sweetheart? Because they're not going to ship for about 10 days. Anyway, just so you know, we can always hold something for you, or we can ship it wherever you want us to send it. We're happy to do that. So today I'm going to mix up some more Purely Pigments. I'm going to play with the neons. Simple swipe. I mean, there's some colors we still need to mix with. Beginning of June is when you're going to be there. Yeah, you're going to want us to send them there. Now, I thought about, this is crazy what I'm looking at. I told some people on FaceTime yesterday, they'd said, when are we going to get putty marks in the paintings? You know, Harley and Jasmine trying to get in the middle of everything. I said, you know, I actually have a texture board. I put some texture paint on. Do you see the cat prints in there? Somebody walked in that texture paste. I thought of using this as a sample so we could see what the color looks like on this texture paste, but maybe Saturday we can fool around with this. It's just, I'm going to show you the piece I did with all the different types of texture paste and how the vivid intense, it really made the thing beautiful. I think what I'm going to do, I know I'm talking about future stuff and you're like, get on with what you're going to do today, Leslie. You should use those paw prints. I know, but what am I going to do with them? I mean, I could, this is a texture thing. It was just a test to see texture in different corners. You know, what does it look like? What it would look like going down into the grooves. If any of you guys saw my Sedona Sunset piece, it was my homage to Carolyn Nelson, and is why the Vivid Intense were even created, was because of that class I took from her. But yeah, I promised you guys, some of you guys, I'd show you the putty prints. As long as you could forgive me that this may not look like a masterpiece. You're only here for a minute, Audra. So sorry. I don't buy anything with paw prints. You're right, especially if they're real paw prints. Okay, so let's do some more color mixing. A lot of people still want to see the Purely Pigments. I have my spinner here, and I've got a couple canvases here, so we can do a white and a black spin swipe with them on this really nice. I like these canvases. They're from a company called, I think I know I've said it before, Transon Artist Canvas, Amazon. And to get something on Amazon that's super tight, and most of these cheap canvases, if they're around, your knife gets kind of hung up when you're doing that swipe. It's like it'll get caught on the wood. These don't do that. So for something cheap, quick and easy. It's not bad. But normally I buy my canvases, and I've had a lot of people ask me that. Wholesale Art and Frames. They're online. They have the 5/8 inch, the 7/8 inch, the 1.5 inch, the 2 inch. They've got practice boards. They've got seconds where maybe the canvas isn't perfect. And let me tell you, I just ordered 40 canvases from them, 16 by 20, 20 16 by 20s, and 20 12 by 14s. I know I'm repeating myself, but the 12 by 14 is not a bad size as a test, especially if you're teaching a class. And to get 40 canvases, it cost me like $130 with freight. She could add some things to do with them for a keepsake for sure. What are we talking about, Catherine? Looks like a masterpiece to me. Yeah, I don't see any masterpieces here. But a few people have mentioned that they're interested in my art. Now, I've actually never sold a piece of art. I've had people ask. It just never happened. And I'm a little concerned with my ability to pack them correctly. Well, I'm sure once I move, I can set up a little packing station so I've got everything there that we need. I can't do it here. I'm really cramped, but I need to raise the capital to move. And, you know, at first I didn't want to move out of this house. I've been here 19 years, May 5th. And yet the possibility of being in a single-story house, being able to add more than one table to this setup and do a really great job for you guys and get everything reorganized. Now I'm excited. I can't wait to make it happen. So maybe I should have, you think my art was so for sure? Maybe I need to do a little tour through the house, just kind of show what's here and then pique some people's interest. Happy to do a commission, you know. Again, just got to raise the capital. I can't expect the company to fork over $10,000. And that's about what it's going to cost to move me. You know, sadly, a place to add some little drawings of each. If I wasn't so worried about toxicity, it'd be really cute to get Harley and Jasmine to sign something with their paws. I think it would be fabulous. But between the artwork and then all those watercolors I have in my garage people keep asking about, I got to get out there. I've just been so busy with the computer, getting everything set up, getting these colors done for you guys. It's like, which do I do first? Liz was on the phone with me yesterday saying, I don't know how you get all this stuff done. And you just keep pushing through. I mean, you know, just keep pushing through. Make it happen. Okay, so it's been on my mind. You have the molds right where? Where do I have the molds? I do have a lot of molds here. But what do I have the molds for? Water-based would be safe for them. Just wash their paw when you finish. That's true. By the way, Catherine Mefford is a fantastic seamstress, designer, clothing designer, artist. We have an artist in our presence, and she's so low-key and doesn't say anything. Nobody knows we've got this extremely talented woman in the room. Trust me. Okay, Mark, Liz, so glad you guys are here for you. Oh, use them as molds. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe somebody can help me make a jasmine mold and a Harley mold. You guys are so, oh my God, you're so wonderful putting up with me. On days like today when it's like, I started at 3 o'clock this morning. You're red-faced. You shouldn't be, Catherine. She is amazing at what she does. If you could hear her story, you know, and who she has designed stuff for. We have an artist in the room, guys. But hey, I think credit is due where credit is due, right? All right, let's flip this over. Let's have a little fun. I am in love with that turquoise that I made. I'm probably going to do it again, but I want to experiment with a little bit of like when I added some of the phthalo blue green shade to the fluorescent green. And Mark, I know you're taking notes. Sorry, I'm joking. I heard from his wife that he likes to take notes. And I'll tell you what, I think it's time to take all the notes from all of these videos and put them in some place on the website so people can go back and track, you know, what we did. I may be asking Mark to pick his brain what he's written down, or if anybody else has done that. I'll be honest, I just don't have the time right now to go through all my videos and watch them again. And whether you realize it or not, there's no script. When I'm doing these lives, it's just me sitting in front of you guys in the raw saying, let's play today. Or let's look at these colors that I'm experimenting with. Or look what it is I think I want to make. And I love this format. I can't believe it's live. By the way, I had a whole history of blue ready for you guys printed off, but we ran out of time. One fun fact about blue is 20,000 years ago, blue was not used in the cave paintings. Hi, Dee, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome. Blue was not used in the cave dwellings. As a matter of fact, blue was not used till 6,000 years ago. Interesting. And then the Egyptians fell in love with blue so much, they were using the lapis lazuli rock. Thank you, Connie. Yeah, I would love to have the notes, whatever notes. If you've got them, type, Mark, and send them to me. Because again, I think now it's time to say 6 drops of this, 3 drops of this equal this. This would be great for people that want to kind of just have a guide, a jumping off place of where to start. So the Egyptians fell in love with the lapis lazuli blue, but the blue was pretty pricey. And so they were, I think they were the first to make a synthetic blue, the Egyptians. Yes, it's supposed to calm you and produce dopamine and make you feel great. And yeah, color recipes. Yeah, I need to actually go back and just trace everything that I've done. I mean, I have recipe cards for the colors I make for the lab, and I keep track of them. But this is different, you know, because we're custom blending right on camera. And when I took what was it? I took the red violet and that orange. When I mixed these two together, somebody emailed me about this. The color that it made when I put in that sparkle red, it was like the most beautiful, perfect flamingo coral, more than say a flamingo pink. So, okay, let's get going. Let's have a little play. Then I got to get back on my lab table and finish up these colors and get them to the lab so they can get them going. I know they're starting on the first 8 today, getting them filled. We still need names. You know, we still need a name for this color. Leaping Lizard. I thought this could be Leaping Lizard, but this could also be Leaping Leprechaun or Lively Leprechaun. Or I want the name so fun that you can't help but buy them because of the name. And then when you play with them, yes, it's even more fun. So let's get this camera flipped. Let's get a little color going here. Lucky Leprechaun. There you go. That's a great, does everybody like that? I mean, it is green. It is definitely shamrock green. I will say, though, there's a surprise color that was made another accidental batch during set number 3, and it is the perfect Kelly green. It is the perfect shamrock green. So Scarlett, I may save Lucky Leprechaun for the next set of the regular deeply rooted archival colors, the regular artist pigments, and save that for Lucky Leprechaun, because that Kelly green was perfect. This almost doesn't look real. Actually, it doesn't look real. All right, so one of the colors that's been on my mind, I want to do, I know that if I take this luminescent lime. Yeah, which do you like, Lucky Leprechaun or Luminescent Lime? Lucky Leprechaun. If there's a name you really love, you guys write them down and send them to me. You can text me at 559-326-8718, or you can email me, because that's also part of this process. I put them up, but then I got to actually name them, right? So let's, you have to name them both. What do you mean both? I have to name them all. Everything needs to be named, right? I can't put them up for sale until we have a name. So we're going to have 16 names plus the bonus, right? And going to make you guys a really beautiful bonus. We got to make a beautiful bonus color on that. Anyway, I want to get the ball rolling here. I've been spending dancing well, we do have dancing fuchsia. I love Dancing Leprechaun, but we do have a color called Dancing Fuchsia. Okay, so to keep me from overusing my varnish, which I have a tendency to do, I can't find my 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm going to just put half of this in here. I like to use the varnish because it's clear, and you can get a good indication of what the color looks like when you're working in a clear material. Yes, we know it's going to soften when it's put in acrylic, but at least it's going to give us a really good idea of what it looks like. So I'm kind of deciding. I'm going to start with the magenta. So this is the magenta pink. See, magenta fluorescent, my notes, okay? And not to be confused with the pink is actually warmer. The fluorescent magenta is a little bit cooler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've been ending up between 6 and 9 when I added more. So I'm just going to kind of jump to that. Okay, now I want to try 1 drop phthalo blue red shade. Now we know this is going to deepen it. It may make it purple. Actually, a whole drop may even be too much, but to actually do this measurement here, well, oh wow, that's different than the normal fluorescent purple. Money penny pink. Oh, look at that color. So now you know if you use I'm gonna make a little bit more of this. I like that color. So I'm gonna like just double what I put in there. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 1 more. I just see what happens if I only add more of this, because it'll warm it up. See how that's turned into a more warmer red violet? So then this would be 16 to 1 to get to this color, and yet much different from this color, right? Hit that like button. Thank you so much. So let's make this sparkle. It's so warm, I'm not going to go any further other than violet, and I can get away with some sparkle red, and interference violet I think would look pretty on this. Gotta have a little bling, 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 bling. You know, considering I've been up at 3 a.m. knocking it out the last couple days, I feel pretty good, but it doesn't hurt. I took a shower just before I came on, and I don't know if you guys have ever used Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. It's concentrated, it's real strong, it makes you feel all good, other than when the bottle kind of slurped and splashed up peppermint oil soap in my eye in the shower. So if my right eye looks a little bit red to you guys, but I will tell you, the shower made me feel perky after all of that, sitting on the computer trying to knock out all you guys' balances. Yeah, this is pretty. This almost looks like Royal Orchid. That's a color that's in the primary element line. So this is 16 parts of the magenta, 1 part phthalo blue red shade, Let's get some of our acrylic mix. Now this is, I put some heavy gel medium, a couple big spoonfuls of the heavy gel medium and my polypore in here. Now, why did I do that? For those that are new, and I know that Liz and Mark are watching, okay, and they're learning along with us. Tube paint already has a thickener in it, right? So when you're adding your polypore, your varnish, or you're sending it down to your Floetrol, it already has a thickener in it. It's got something to stand on, right? But I love Dr. Bronner soap. It's amazing soap. It's good for cleansing. But the pouring mediums, you know, acrylic mediums like our polypore and other acrylic mediums out there, they don't necessarily have something to thicken up the viscosity. Now, it's a little secret. No, it's no longer a secret anymore. But heavy gel medium, and I don't mean regular gel medium because it's too soupy, has something in the binder that seems to knit the paint together. And so I always add a hefty dollop of it and then just kind of fill up my cup with the enamel or the polypore. So I know that there's a little viscosity in there. And plus also remember, I'm putting this in something with some varnish. So we can't have it too thin, right? Can't have it too thin. Well, that made a really pretty violet. And I do like, see, I love what that sparkle red does. You can put in diamond red or sparkle red and a little bit of interference violet. And if you don't have interference violet, you can go red on red. And because this purple is so warm, it's going to embrace the red. Had I put in blue, it might have fought a little bit, but it still looked pretty, okay? That looks a little bit thick for a swipe. What's the difference between enamel and polypore? Okay, good question. Hang on a minute so I don't lose my train of thought here. This feels a little bit thick. I'm actually going to have to add a tiny bit of varnish. And then while I'm at it, I don't think I put enough polypore in here. That gel medium's definitely doing its job because see how this pours out nice and thin. Okay, vivid enamel and polypore. Okay, and we've been selling this enamel since 2014. It's got nothing to do with the Sheely technique, you know, the bloom technique. I just found that enamel paint base, and that's the stuff we also know as deep base, shows off my paint the best. It's super clean. And it's just a better paint. Enamel dries with a sheen. It dries faster, where latex can crack. So the vivid enamel is like a pure deep base. The polypore we added to answer your question, Patty. We added some varnish to the polypore. So baby bloomers that were learning how to do the bloom technique years ago, and everybody was running out, spending money. You know, I remember Tammy Anderson said, my goodness, I've spent $1,000 in varnishes so far, and I don't even know if I have the right one. Everyone just ran out and got varnish. And it really matters. It's got to be polyurethane varnish. Rust-Oleum makes some, I think, what's that other stuff that everybody always uses, but it does yellow. Chalsonia, it's going to have a smell. If it's a polyurethane varnish, it has a smell. That regular varnish that Liquitex makes is not a polyurethane varnish and will not react to the cell activator, okay? So I've added a little bit more to this so it'll flow a little bit better. I've added a little bit more varnish to this because we want to make sure that it's not too thick. Boy, I'd added quite a bit of gel medium to that. Last week, they were way too thin. Okay, this isn't too bad. All right, not too bad. All right, so that made a purple, all right? Now, I was doing these, since we want to do a turquoise again, I do want to do the green sheet, even though many of you saw me do that already. But for grins and giggles, so everybody can see what would happen, they say, well, why are you using phthalo blue green shade to make the turquoise and not regular fluorescent blue? It says fluorescent. You can't see it, but I know that that's the fluorescent blue on the bottom. Oh, let's find out. Let's see what they do, okay? We can make up a couple little turquoise colors. So let's get some of this varnish in here. And varnish makes everything look, varnish and resin makes the color look pretty on camera. So I like to mix it in the varnish first for you guys. You don't have to do it in my technique, but I do it for the camera purposes. Okay, so when I did the one with the phthalo blue-green shade, I think we ended up at 8 and 2, 8 of the green. Yeah, fabric medium. You know what? Talk to Medina Domestic Arts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She may have a line on some good fabric medium because Medina, Michelle, right? If I got that right, Michelle from Medina Domestic Arts, and she's in the feed right now. She goes to the quilt shows in Texas and paints on black fabric with these, with the purely pigments. She hasn't gotten the neons yet, but with the purely pigments. Okay, so I'm going to try this. Let's do 1 drop of the fluorescent blue, because I really didn't give it a chance. And let's do, yeah, it's great it's holding up on fabric, because that's the hardest thing normally. And 1 drop of the phthalo blue green shade. They'll both probably make some semblance of a turquoise. Okay, wait a minute. This was the phthalo blue green shade. I want to make sure I keep them separate so I could tell the difference. See, that's pretty, but it seemed to just deepen the green, right? Seems to deepen the green. I can see the difference. I don't know if you guys can. This is leaving more green. This is already moving to the turquoise. Just so we're experimenting and getting them their due, I'm going to put 1 more drop of the phthalo blue green shade in here. I'll put 1 more drop of the, because people want to know, can I make it with everything that I've got? Like a stain, yeah. That's the fluorescent blue. This is the phthalo blue green shade. Keep them separated. But the green shade isn't going to necessarily make it more green. The phthalo blue green shade is supposed to get you to like a really pretty turquoise, right? From Dharma, I need to look at that again. You guys are talking about hopefully pori medium, fabric medium. Yeah, Catherine plays with fabric a lot. And I said, as talented as she is with all of that. Okay, now these look really different to me, but I'm not sure how much you can tell. See how the left cup actually looks like it's going more towards the turquoise already, and the right cup is still trying to stay green? Let's put a little bit of a sparkle in there. Now, I'm going to intentionally try to skew them with blue. So in fairness, let's see what happens when we put a little bit of interference blue and a little bit of sparkle blue in each one of them, because this is already looking turquoise to me. This is already going to the teal zircon, almost. It still has a green shade to it, but I'm seeing turquoise here. And like I said, it's just a nuance. But in fairness, if you're making it yourself, you're going to go, why does one look different over the other? Wouldn't blue and green Meg Turquoise, because technically it should, right? Okay, there's that interference. Let's get that sparkle down. So this is the one with all fluorescent. That's pretty, but it looks like almost a celadon green, right? It doesn't have quite the oomph that phthalo blue green shade does. And these have the same amount in there, but with that blue with the green shade, it's already picking it up. Now you really start to see the separation, and they both have the same mica in them. So let's put a little color in there. We'll use them. We're not going to waste this, but I'm not going to make up much. We'll just pour a little bit of each because we don't necessarily need 2 turquoises in our piece, but I can justify one's a little bit more green and one's a little bit more turquoise. Well, see, that really looks like a pretty neon turquoise. It's so cool these will actually glow in the dark, right? And then as we add the acrylic medium to this, it still looks like a celadon green. So your phthalo blue green shade will definitely have more power. And yet these are both really gorgeous colors. It's just that fluorescent blue doesn't have as much impact to make a turquoise, right? As the phthalo blue green shade. Phthalo blue green shade, we're fortunate that when they're making these blues, they're actually giving us options, right? This will be interesting on this swipe. Not too bad. So what have we not done? I know I made a really pretty coral. I'm afraid if I go pink with the blue shade, red shade blue, we're going to get to almost that purple. We can do a yellow. I really want a beautiful warm yellow, like an antique yellow. Yeah, they're gorgeous, but you can definitely tell this is the green blue. It could use a lot more blue till it turns all the way over to turquoise, right? Now the yellow, oh, that's right. There's not much yellow in this bottle. That's right. We had a little issue with that last time I was on there. I remember I need to add more yellow to the bottle. Let's see if I can still get myself. Let's see how much yellow we can get out of this. I mean, I know we have the mellow yellow, and I can always use the regular yellow from the line. I think last time I actually had to pour some out, but I don't recommend you guys do this. I'm just going to really carefully wait for this to get right. Here we go. It's right up to the edge. So 1. These are pretty fat drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to stop at 7 because 8's going to drop off here anyway. Push my luck. Now, okay, we got choices. We could put in magenta. Oh, God, under stage lights? Yeah. Okay, so there you are, Mefford. She's already thinking about runway shows. So with yellow, you could add magenta to get a coral. Obviously, we could add this to get a pinky coral. We could add the pink to get a pinky coral. I think I did the orange last time. I'm actually going to use the red this time. Sorry, there's a little purple under the cup. What we want is like a warm Indian yellow, and it may take, let me get it ready. Where is our red oxide? Give me a second. Trying to find the bottle of the new. There's the Hugs and Kisses. Ooh. We need to do something with this and the red. I think I'm going to do something with that and the red before we're done with our broadcast. I think it'll be fun. So here's rusted oxide. Okay, so I was looking up on the colors. They do this festival of colors in the Middle East. I think it's Egypt every year. And there's powders flying in the air and colors going everywhere. And oh my God. Oh, it's too bad you guys can't see this paper here. Sorry about that. India and Thailand. Yeah, it's too bad you can't see where I dropped this. I dropped a little bit of the turquoise here and then a little bit of the green here. Darn it, I wish I had it on the regular paper. It's sparkling like crazy. Here, let's try that. Oh my God, what I'm seeing, I want you to see. So it's like dazzling diamonds. Well, I guess it was the pure color with the varnish before. Is it Thailand has a huge festival? Yeah. And it's a festival of colors, right? So when I went to go look it up, they had this gorgeous, I don't even know, you know what? I don't even know if the yellow would have been part of this. I'm saving this yellow just because I keep talking about this color that I saw. I'm going to save this for 1 second because there's this color that I saw on, they had a palette for that Thailand Festival of Colors. And there was this, it looks like an iron oxide red, but warmer, like it was trying to go to a palette of a warm Indian yellow, but it stayed in the red family. Sorry, like I said, these are intuitive broadcasts. I'm sitting here doing this as my gut is like reacting. I want to take, I think it needs to be predominantly red. So this is fluorescent red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, the color I saw in the sky last night, I wish I could create. It had the warmth of an Indian yellow, but just this blush of corally pink in the sky last night, and everything behind it was black. Boy, I wish I'd gotten a photo of the colors in the sky last night. Just as sunset was dropping on us. Uh-oh. I think I shook that up too much. It was already open. Sorry, we have a little accident. Give me a second. I went ahead and shook it. Don't do what I'm doing. I shook it as I already had it open. You don't want to do what I'm doing. Trust me. Get the bottle here. Get this thing wiped down. No one said my bottles would be perfect, right? The good thing about these labels, they are varnished. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 single drop of, oh, that was a big drop of rusted oxide in there. That doesn't even count. That looks like it was like 4 or 5 drops that went in there. Yes, yes. When in doubt, hi Cindy. When in doubt, make a mess like me and have fun. So I already like where it's going, other than that's a lot of rusted oxide red in there. It's way more than a drop. But this brownie red that was part of this Indian festival color palette was so gorgeous. Oh yeah, look at that. That's prettier than any red orange I could make. Wait till you see it mixed up. Now, it's it's kind of more subtle than I thought it would be with all of that in there. Now, the red oxide is really thick. I'm still breaking it down. Get all that color broken down, because red oxide's usually thicker than other colors. Wow. What? I don't even know what to call this color. Is it a vermilion? That definitely needs sparkle red in it. That's for dang sure. That's going to be the color I would put in there. Gold would take it to another direction and lighten it too much. I'm just going to put like about half of what I would think would go into the sparkle red. I just want to see what it's going to do. This may not even fit with our color palette, but oh well. Ooh. Does anybody have a color they don't like to paint with? Like a color you don't like? That's a really good question, Patty. Oh, yeah. Now, this would be a Sherry Ellis color. She loves oranges. I love what that red oxide did. This, it may not look that different, but it's completely different in the cup. It makes the fluorescent red look richer. Just straight fluorescent red would kind of be but having that big heaping dollop of your red oxide, that's in set number 3 in there, it turned it into, oh wow, what a pretty color. Now it's a little bit lighter because of the acrylic in there. It softens it. You know, Judy asked a really good question the other day. She says, if you're adding more color and it's going in clear, won't it make it too dark to add it in there? Okay. In concept, that question sounds correct. And yet, if it's going to dry clear, it's going to dry like this. This is kind of a namby-pamby now that it's mixed in the acrylic. So if I add some more of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I put in 5 more drops. And let's see if we can get just an actual real drop out of this thing and not a big giant drop like last time, and 1 more drop of that. So I've got 5 more red, 1 more rusted red oxide, Mark. I'm only joking because his wife said he likes to write everything down. Now that's a little bit richer. Now that might not be your favorite color. You know, some people like it really, really red. Personally, this would not be something I would gravitate to. I would want it deeper. I want my colors deeper, brighter, richer, darker. But that's me. But boy, that's a pretty color. That really is a pretty color. Yeah, love the reds. And so I have this yellow sitting here. I'm going to go ahead and, because we already put this in to make a really, really warm yellow, we put the orange in, okay? And I know if I add a pink of some kind, it's going to make some kind of coral. We know if we add the green, we're going to get to key lime, you know, and I can do that for you. I mean, this would be the funnest one because only 1 single drop. I don't think it's going to take it to this. I think 1 drop might actually make it darker than this. I think it's going to take us to that key lime. See, everybody's got a color that they really like. See, like what a whole drop does to this? This is a shade or 2 lighter. Just that 1 single drop of green and the yellow took it down 1. But because I'm going to add acrylic to it, I will add 1 more drop so we can get a little more separation in this. Oh, thank you, John. John says that since he's been watching the lives, he's really been exploring more colors. Yeah, this is in your face. Key lime, leaping lizard, whatever you want to call this sucker. And when I made this last time, I was pretty careful. You don't want too much mica in it or it's going to dominate everything. So in this one, I'm just going to put about half of what you'd think of interference green. I don't want it to take over too much. I want the color to really vibrate. High vibrations. And then let's add some sparkle gold. Make it more of a green gold. See these beautiful sparkle gold. Again, I'm going to use half of what I normally use. I can always add more, but I can't take it away if I put too much in there. These neons are going to be so much fun to play with. So we need to schedule a class for the founding members. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that. I know I got to get the neons done, get the membership installed. And then I think it's time for us to have some kind of little private Zoom groups where people can come in and talk about what they're doing. And sunglasses warning. You do that a lot, John. You do your sunglass warning thing. I'm in love with this color. I could mix it all day long. I love that crazy lime. And it is made with both neons. That's probably why it's that way. I think for just the exercise, you might want to say, well, what happens if yeah, that's pretty. Boy, that's a pretty color. I like that little bit of interference green and that little bit of gold, but by not adding too much mica in it, the color. Oh, by the way, John, I don't know if you have a way to post pictures. Guys, John went out and bought these, you mount them on the wall where you can put bottles of nail polish in. And John, if there's a way you can link where you got them, they look so cool on his wall. I'm so jealous. He's got it mounted up his wall and all his Purely Pigments are sitting there, right? I want to play with the hugs and kisses. I don't know if adding more red to a red, because this is hugs and kisses. This is a pretty bright red. And, you know, it's something we haven't done yet. And the whole point of doing this experimental mixing on camera is to say, well, what if we tried this? What if we tried that? So I think the hugs and kisses, it's a red. Oh, you got them on Amazon? Did you get those racks on Amazon? Nail polish acrylic shelving. Yeah, right up on the wall. There we go. John just posted the link. They sit up on the wall. It's like you're at the nail salon having your nails done, only the whole lineup is Purely Pigments. I'm so jealous. It looks so cool in his wall. Jealous, jealous, jealous. How's that song go? But I am jealous. Okay, so let's see what Hugs and Kisses looks like. I want to amp this up with some kind of neon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's make a real rich color. I know it looks red in the bottle, but brown in the bottle, but it's actually a red. Okay. Now, it may be hard to see how much red is in there. I actually want to see what it's going to look like here. Now, we see that it's kind of a reddy red, right? So, could I add red violet to it? Possible. I could add magenta to it because it looks like it's trying to go towards a cooler end, even though it's hard to tell in the cup. I'm seeing what you guys are probably not seeing in the cup. I could go full-blown holly berry, but I wanted to amp this up. I could go pink. Remember, this is the pink. And because this is warmer and this is warmer, see how they kind of have a warm tone? They both have a warm tone. Yeah, I'm going to use the fluorescent pink in this. It may seem not what you normally would do to brighten it up. But again, I'm seeing warm tone, Let's see what happens when we mix these colors together. One drop, let's start with that. I have a feeling I'm going to have to use more. But let's see what, everything could be. Now, see, the hugs and kisses are really strong. Quite frankly, here's another way to look at it. There's two different ways to do this. Again, intuitive painting here, guys. I'm doing this as my mind is thinking out loud, as if I was on my lab table go, ooh, let's try this. In theory, because this is so dark, if you start with the lighter color first, which would be the pink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we could see the nuance of what the hugs and kisses is going to do to this pink. Again, I'm only picking it because they're both warm. If it had kind of a blue tone, I'd be going all the way to magenta. And I'm not done with this one yet. I'm probably going to have to add more pink to it. But I just wanted to show you the option of if you took the pink. Wow, that's an interesting color. Wow. That's kind of a cool red. Okay. So just, I feel like I should add a little more to this. But I don't want them to turn out identical, right? I already know what this is going to do, right? So what could I add to this, to the hugs and kisses, to really beef it up? Okay. Well, you're going to think I'm nuts, but I have a color called Carnival on the table. I may just dump some primary elements in here. Not what you expected. Now, Carnival is a really beautiful red. It also has a little bit of a cool tone to it. Actually, it's not a warm, this one's warmer than that. This is cool tone. And we won't know what this actually looks like till I put the acrylic in it and then the sparkle in it. But I think this is going to make a really pretty color. In the way of normally doing it, I would have mixed this up first, then added a drop or two of the hugs and kisses. I think sparkle red will work in both of these, actually. I've been using a lot of sparkle red lately. I think it'll work in both of them. And then add a little bit of the oh, this is turning out pretty. I can see it. I know you guys can't see it. Sorry to taunt you and say, oh, it's beautiful, and then you can't see it. I don't mean to do that to you. But the Carnival, oh, wow. That is a really dark red. Now, it's almost a brick red. You may or may not like that. That is one heck of a deep, bricky red. And then the one where it's the pink and one drop of the hugs and kisses and some of the sparkle red. Completely different color. That's kind of a nice shade. I'm seeing what everybody say. Oh, I'm so sorry I'm late. Hi, Hope. Don't worry about it. You're fine. How's Arlo, your grandson, doing? You're just fine. So that's kind of pretty. I mean, it made a different pink, but it made a really different pink. This is like a, I don't know if you'd call that a rose madder color. It's an interesting shade. This is really, really bricky. I think I want to add some more carnival to this. I want to doll it up. It's kind of a dull color, and I want something pretty. I don't really want to waste too much primary elements, but I will add one more little splash just to brighten it up. It's going to make a nice dark red because that carnival is already pretty much a deep red, and the hugs and kisses is like a dry Sauvignon wine. So the only thing we're really missing is a gold, which you know I can easily make one. Oh, thank you, Boston Butterfly. I've not seen you in here. Very nice to see you, Boston Butterfly. Welcome. I'm sure you've watched the lives, but I've never actually seen your name during the live. I think that's pretty darn exciting to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the event. Yep, Harley, please answer the phone. Ha! Yeah. Harley, answer the phone. Sorry, I'm just making fun. John's always saying that. Okay, well, we're going to make a gold. Now, I got a little mess here. See if I can't fold this over. Now, Harley, get the phone. Well, thank you. So glad you could come join us, Boston Butterfly. Nice to see you. And I'm glad you're not shy to speak up and say something. So many people will just, I don't want to call you lurkers, but they'll just sit and listen. And then, you know, we don't know that you're here. And we're a very friendly bunch. Aren't we, everybody? We're a very friendly bunch. We're very supportive of each other. And so we love having new faces come in here and join us. I'm here also on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, I'd love to have my cat answer the phone. 3 pages of notes? Holy moly. And if that's Liz typing that, Mark has that. Yeah, they're a pretty friendly bunch. I must admit, they're not too tough on me, which makes me grateful because I need an easy audience in here doing this on the fly. For me, doing the intuitive mixing, it's really what my gut is saying. I know I should have it all prepared like a course, but we don't. Okay, I want to make a gold. Now, the last couple times I did a gold, I used the fluorescent red. One thing I want to go on record again, I say this almost every single time, when you buy a gold paint, like Decor Gold or Rust-Oleum's got some metallics, or, boy, I'm making my table even worse. I just swiped red all, trying to clean it up. What you're going to notice is, why is it that the 24 karat gold looks particularly gorgeous? Yes, John, because there's actually color in it. There's color in the paint. And a lot of people don't think that. So, like, you know, they'll get 24 karat gold and say, why is 24 karat gold prettier than when I mix gold mica in the bottle? Because there's color in it, and it makes it look like a complete paint. So I'm going to start with just the mica in the mix to kind of prove this to you guys. Only the last couple days I've been meandering instead of using the red to brighten it up, and I'm always using the bit of honey, right? I think I'm going to do it with a pink or a magenta. Literally warm up my red with a pink. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to make my gold. Try to cover up this little area here so you're not distracted by that bright orange. And because you could put yellow, I've put red, you can put pink, you can put anything you want in that gold. There's nothing that says that You can't put blue in the gold. Might look a little strange, but why not? Why not do what makes you happy? This is the one thing about experimenting, okay? So I'm gonna use some of the Emperor's Gold, which is ultra fine. Okay, you can tell it's a fine mica. And then hope I got enough in here, golden maple. I'm getting to the bottom of my jar of my golden maple. See how that's a larger particulate? Even on my fingers, let me get my glove pulled back here, my little protecty thingy. So particulate sizes, you can see that that's a larger particulate, that's the golden maple, and you can see light kind of passing through it because the flakes are bigger. But when you go to an ultra fine, complete coverage, you do not see the gold underneath, you don't see the color of my glove underneath that gold, right? So there's the larger particulates. Let's see if I can get this under the light better for you. And then that's the ultra fine. So when you use both, it kind of allows a lot of light and flash to play when you're making your paints. I am particularly fond of the golden maple mixed with that Emperor's Gold. You guys have seen me do it enough. Okay. And let's just make it into a regular paint. Okay. I'm going to try to prove my point here. Let's see if it works. You never know. It could fail right on camera. Oh, thank you. Now, you see how it kind of has that milky top? And I know it's not completely mixed, but when you just put acrylic base and gold in there, it kind of has this milky look. It's not as bright. Doesn't feel like a real complete paint. And I don't have that much acrylic in there. That's a lot more mica than acrylic than normal. And if this settled in the bottle, you would have so much on the bottom that the mica would be on the bottom, it would be clear on top, okay? But we add a color, and in this time, I'm experimenting now. We're experimenting. Sorry, Fairy Art Mother, to use that word. She was teasing me about the experimenting the other day. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 drops. Normally what I've been doing is I've been using the fluorescent red and the bit of honey to make my gold, to be fair. So let's see what happens if I just add this pink. Makes it a different shade of gold. Ooh, that's not quite a rose gold, but boy, is that pretty. You guys seeing this? Wow. Let's see if anybody's noticing that. I'm getting like a rose gold effect here by putting the pink in that. Oh, that's beautiful, almost like an ambrosia. Yeah. And so, you know, adding that little bit of color, right? And now it doesn't look quite so milky, right? There's actually color in there. A little bit of color in your, and these are called iron oxide micas, are the ones that have the gold, copper, bronze coating on them. It looks like more of a complete paint when adding color to it. So, on today, I typically am a dry swipe girl, but the wet swipe I can appreciate too. In this case, I'm gonna mix up, not white, not black. And by the way, I've already got black cell activator and white cell activator I mixed up this morning for you guys. I'm gonna do some interferences. We'll lay that down as my base rather than just straight old white or black. Get a little varnish because I want all this stuff to react to the cell activator, right? So the varnish is the key. Oops, went into the wrong cup. I guess I'm making a lot of interferences here. Let's do some interference gold and sparkle red. That'll be a nice combo. And let's do some interference blue and sparkle blue. And that'll give us our 2 cups, and we'll use that as our flood coat, basically, to slide the colors over. I'm not a big believer in the flood coat. I know in epoxy it's really important, but I guess I'm so stubborn. I'm so used to doing the dry canvas effect. And yet I do see the benefit of having the right color down on the base so your color can slide in the cup before it even does anything. You can actually see the red and the gold together. That's a pretty combination. I don't need a lot. I just need enough to kind of finish off the piece and then put enough paint everywhere. Oh no. I just got an error message on my Wi-Fi. Error message on the Wi-Fi, guys. Let's hope it comes back. Are you guys still there? We're buffering. Yeah, we're buffering. I know we're buffering. Well, at least, you know, guys. A little bit more of it, but that's okay. There's enough of this gel medium in here. I'm going to finish this off. And then I'm going to add, just because I need just a tiny bit more liquid, I'm going to add just a bit more polypore to each one of these, because this is the flood coat. This is going on the bottom anyway, even though they should be identical consistency. If you don't want something to crack, you kind of need to have the consistency God's happy. Okay, there's my blue. There's my gold. I still think I want a tiny bit more of each one. Is it still buffering? It's something with the internet here, guys. I can't do anything about it. Sorry. So we're back. Okay. Didn't want to get to the juicy part of this video without. Okay, let's get this done. I'm sure you guys have other more important things to do today other than watching me. But I sure appreciate you coming on and watching me. See if we can get this centered. Okay, so instead of just laying it on in big puddles, I'm actually going to use this as my flood coat. Let's see if it works. So here is the gold. Instead of using white paint, I'm going to use some interference here. Come on, give me every drop. Every last drop. See if my little spatula can move this thing around and smooth it around. I know there's paper on here, so it's going to fight at the turn. I've got a little paper on the top to cover up all my funky paint. And then we've got the blue, which I'm going to pour into all the gaps here. So my whole canvas is a flood coat of interference. I'm not going to mix them too much together. I want a little separation here. This is nice. This is moving nice and smooth and creamy. Boy, I bet you if I pick this up, it'll be gorgeous. Just as it is. Just the interference and nothing else. Let's get the rest of this blue on. I mean, after all, it's my piece. So if I want an interference flood coat, well, it's going to take a chance that you guys can actually see this. Can you see what it's doing there? The flood coat, you see the gold and the blue? Just get it smooth. Okay, now I got a little paper here that wants to fight with this thing. So let me get up and see what I can do to get closer over the top for you guys. Get this paper from fighting what we're doing here. Lock this sucker down. Give me a minute. Yeah, I gotta lock this up. All right, so there we go. Because we don't want to run out of room. And I got way too many bottles here. God, that's so pretty. You know, there are so many times when I'll stop at this point going, why don't I just leave it like that, right? Why not just leave it like that? So I'm going to get my black and white cell activator here. I'm probably going to try to use both even now. I don't want black and white to make gray. And yes, I made way too many colors for this piece. Once again, way too many colors. If you're smart, Leslie, you'll do two pieces, one with 3 colors. What do I have mixed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors in the gold. So let's see what happens if I go with 3 colors. Of course, I'm going to use the first 3 here that are my favorites, so the second one may not be quite as pretty. Oh, gosh, guys. I can't do anything about the internet. I am so sorry. Actually, I've had internet issues for the last 2 days. Off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. But it worked so great this morning, I really didn't think we were going to have any problem. The feed's back, John. Take a look at the feed. Go back to your live chat again. Because I'm still here, and I can see you guys. Then I'm not going to go overboard, but I will dribble. I'm just going to do this one piece because of the buffering. I thought I could get away with 2, but I'm going to put in this kind of instant, weird, crazy red. And then here's the other crazy red we made with the carnival. I'll put that in here in the center. Yeah, those are, wow. Look at that dark red. Oh my goodness. It didn't look that great in the cup, but this color is beautiful. So that's Hugs and Kisses mixed with Carnival. Okay, I'm impressed. The cup didn't impress me as much as pouring it out. I'm really shocked at how vibrant that is. And then let's play with the gold. We made our own little ambrosia, right? I'm going to start that here in the edge and then just kind of dribble it through. Kind of a pinky gold. A lot of people black under the interference. Maybe what I can do sorry guys for the buffering. I know it's bad. I'm going to put some of this white all over it. And then I think I'm just going to drizzle some black. I don't want to make gray, so I'm going to put just a little bit of black cell activator in here just to make it interesting. without actually going all in with too much black. Because that way I can still use white if I have to go around a second turn. And I'm now not making gray. All right. So here goes. Holy moly. Look at those cells. Look at that red. Woo! You see that red? Holy moly. So that red kind of dominated everything. That red is really strong. The red is really, really strong. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is let's add some, because this will go with it. I'm going to add some more of this. Where should I do this? There's a section here I can swipe right here. But I kind of want it to go into this area here where we're missing some color, right? Because that first swiped gorgeous. And then let's add, thank God I didn't use this pretty green or too much of it. Let's see if we can save this sucker. I'm going to put it in here only because there's a whole area to swipe here. If there's any more of this turquoise that can be had. I do like what's happening, but like you guys are saying, it's really, 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 really red. That red dominated everything. So see what's going to happen if I do a little fix it on top. See if it lets me do this. I don't know. We'll see. Certainly didn't expect that reaction from that brick red. That's a crazy brick red. Everybody's commenting right now. Thank you guys for your comments, whatever you're saying. I apologize for this flippin' buffering issue. And one last ditch effort to get this weird, interesting pinky gold in here. I'm just going to go all in. And then let's see what happens. See if it lets me do a little correctable swipe on this thing. I'm going to start here because I have all this color that's not done. And run. I'm so glad you guys are forgiving. Somebody's telling John not to jinx it. John can jinx it. And I'm just going to just do this. And then we'll see what happens. Because it is still spinnable. So in theory, I can take off this paper, right? Put it directly onto the spinner and spin this sucker and see what the heck happens. I'll let that spin out while I'm looking at my colors. It's a very busy one. Look at all those colors trying to spread out. I must admit, this spinner's pretty darn strong. Wow, I gotta tell you, that red is one strong red. Look at that crazy red. Okay, if I wanted, this is a little bit weird in the center, but the rest of this is kind of looking nifty. I'm wondering if I slightly tilt it, show you guys, it's not too horrible. I want this edge right here to come off. So what I've been told is the area that's closest to the edge, and I'm going to slide this down here, so this end is where the paint's going to come off. Must admit, spinner's really happy today. It's definitely working. And if I could pop a little heat, I'm going to get my blowtorch out. Wow. Okay, guys. So I'll be curious. Yeah, I could sit and do a little hurly pew to Q to Q. You're right. I could do that. I've not practiced that. I've never done a curly Q in the middle with the thingy. You know, can I dip color in it and swirl it? Or do I just kind of go in here and create some curly Qs? I've seen people do this, but it's kind of never been my thing. I always kind of let the paint do its thing, and I know people will take an area and go, okay, curly Q, right? I don't know. I'm so weird. This looks like one canvas and this looks like another canvas. And then the color right on this tip right here has me very excited on that top edge. But the center, you know what? It may look weird, but I'm getting all these interference patches. So I'm actually going to let that dry the way it is. I think that's as much as I'm going to be able to, yeah, that green, this is this green. This is that turquoise that turned out to be like a celadon green. The one we made with a fluorescent blue instead of the phthalo blue green shade. That's that color you're seeing right here. It's beautiful, okay? And then that is all interference in the middle. It's popping up with all kinds of interference puddles and patterns. So I'm going to actually leave this, get my gloves off so I can bring this camera down and talk to y'all face to face. And thank you so much for bearing with the buffering. Yeah, the yin yang of happy colors. That's a great way to describe it, Karen. Karen says it's the yin yang of happy colors. I'll buy it. I'll buy into the yin yang of happy colors. That makes me happy to say. I do like using the interference as my backdrop. I love how it dries. It looks super elegant when I do. I don't want just white. And he's right. These look like little opal drops in the center here. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. The phone is having issues here. Sorry. Yeah, this looks like little opal drops in the center. Oh my goodness. Okay. Have to go. What haven't you done? You have no sound. I am so sorry, guys. But I'm here. I love you. If you don't have the sound, then maybe you can read my lips. I love you guys. Love, 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 love you guys. So thank you for playing. The Purely Pigment set, Sandy Sanders pointed out it wasn't on the front page. It's on the front page now, the new neons. Remember, all 16 are going to be put in the one pre-order event set that we're doing. But after we go to regular shipping, they're going to be split apart. Okay. It was people that asked, they wanted to buy them all at once. Yes, they wanted the free product that comes with the pre-order event. They didn't want me to wait a couple weeks to make the announcement. So the announcement was made a couple days ago. It is up on the website. We certainly could use the business. So thank you so much, you guys. And I appreciate you stopping by, seeing me. I will see you on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine said she got her neons as soon as I put them up. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it. The event is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday. And then as usual, Saturday will be at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Like to get our Saturdays off early so people can still do errands. And if my broadcast goes an hour longer, we're not trying to run into everybody's, day to do honeydews or shopping or whatever else you got to do. Honeydews for yourself, right? Honey, I got to do this for me. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Love you guys. See you Friday. Bye.